Hello, wealthy family. Welcome to today's video. Thank you for coming and sharing some time with me. I appreciate and love you all. So today I want to talk a little bit more about the Great Conjunction. And I mean, it's a title for a really big astrological event, okay? Where Jupiter and Saturn are going to be coming so close to each other. And of course, the sun as well will be moving into Capricorn on that day, on winter solstice on the 21st. And it's all going to be set at 0. Now, 0, sometimes people, and I've said it before as well, that 0 is not a number. 0 is just a placeholder. 0 means nothing. But that's not the case. The universe speaks in binary code, 1s and 0s, okay? So to have the 3 biggest planets and stars that affect our planet, that affect Earth, and all of us who inhabit it, being at 0 is like an empty space that you can fill with whatever it is that you want, okay? And depending on the frequency you're on and how much energy you put behind it, you can start seeing things for the best for you, okay? But it's up to you what you're going to be. It's up to you if you're going to be a casual bystander or if you're going to be an active participant who actively, intentionally puts out the things that you want and then go after it, okay? So that's what this is allowing you to do. This reset, right, as the government also calls it, because remember, millionaires have consultants and billionaires use astrology, okay? All right. So, like the government's been calling it a great reset and saying that things will not be able to get back to normal for the next couple of years. That's because this energy is going to be magnified for the next couple of years, okay? It starts on the 21st, right? It reaches its peak, and then it's going to be magnified. So start doing all that you can now to be the amazing person that you want to be. But make sure that you keep the action behind it. Because if you just keep putting out things, and not putting action and energy behind it, you're never going to get what it is that you're looking for, okay? I want you to think of this time as like a garden, okay? Think of the energy that these planets are aligning and creating like soil, okay? Good, fertile, rich, natural, not organic, but natural soil that has been tilled and opened up and primed for you to do all that you want to do with it, okay? All right? So this soil that the universe has created and laid out for us is waiting for your thoughts, which you can consider the seeds, and your actions, which would actually be the thing that fertilizes it and makes it grow, to take advantage and use and put out right now. The universe has prepared the soil for us and it's just saying, what are you going to do? Now, your thoughts, either way, something is going to grow in that soil. Your thoughts is what's going to determine it. So, are you going to be intentional with your thoughts, intentional with your visualization, and then have the audacity to actually follow up with it? Right? Because this is not a let me sit down and meditate and chant some things and write some things and then boom, here we go. No, you have to actually meditate and think of and act on, put some action behind it, and the action that you put behind it will be magnified by the universe. So if all you do is say, I wish I had a new car, but you don't actually get up and go to a dealership, or you don't go online and actually look, where the hell is the car supposed to come from? Okay? You have to put action behind it. And then if you get the car and then you don't maintain it, You don't put gas, you don't put oil, you don't put water, you don't take it for a tune-up, you don't take it to get the wheels aligned, that vehicle is going to fall apart, okay? So we're asking, we're setting the intention, we're putting the action behind it to actually get it. And then when we get it, we're going to keep going so we can maintain it, okay? That's what this is about. That is why 90% of everything that people experience and go through, it may not be to their best liking because they don't maintain it. They're not consistent with it, okay? So we have to change that. It's time to start being consistent. So here are some things, like this is foolproof, some things that you can do, that you can start to do, and you can continue to do for the next upcoming years, okay? But start the momentum going now. Start the ball going now. You need to visualize what it is that you really want. Sit down, take the time, and start really thinking about what it is that you want right now. What do you want right now? What do you want your life to look like right now? What do you want your life to look like in the next 6 months? What do you want your life to look like the next year? What do you want your life to look like the next 2 years? Understand that everything that is happening on the outside, all these lockdowns, all these quarantines, all these stay separate, don't hug, don't love, don't kiss, don't do nothing with no one because we're trying to keep you safe. The people who poison your air, food, and water are trying to keep you safe. All these things is just a distraction to keep you in a lower dimension. So think about how you want your life to look and then write it down. Write it down. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter if it's jumbled. You can go back and fix that later. But just write it down. Let your heart flow. Write it, write it, write it. Okay? Now, after you get all your thoughts out, if you want to take the time, well, you should take the time and narrow it down to things that's actually tangible, things that you're actually going to go out and do, things that you're actually going to work towards. Go and do that, okay? Not solidify, but narrow it down. There you go. Narrow it down to a couple of sentences, a paragraph, a whole sheet, whatever. It doesn't matter how much, how little, it doesn't matter, right? As long as it's high vibrational things that you want to do. Go ahead and write that out. When you're done writing that out, you can either fold it, keep it, tuck it, put it somewhere, or you can take it outside and burn it. If you are choosing to burn it, I would suggest that you write it on something that is recognized in the ethers. So if you want to narrow down a couple of words, like this season, people are talking about joy, they're talking about peace, they're talking about abundance. If it's just a couple of words, love, you can write those on bay leaves and burn it. Bay leaves is loved in the ethers. All right. Now, if you have more to write, then you want to write it on either Josh paper, which is JOSS, Josh paper. You can find it online on Amazon, or you can go to your local Chinese store if you have one in your area, and they normally have those, right? So Josh paper. Josh paper has a gold or silver seal on it, also seen as currency. It's going to speed it up for you, okay? If you don't have access to Josh paper, then you can use parchment paper. Yes, parchment paper, which you find at Walmart or even the Dollar Tree if you're on a budget, okay? Take you a sheet of Josh paper, tear it off. It comes in like a pack like foil, and just write on your Josh paper, and you can burn that. Or if you can't even find Josh paper, use a brown paper bag. You want to use these things because it's more natural and it's recognized in the ethers and in the astros as currency, as money, okay? Now, when you write these things, if you are burning it, you want to sign your name because your signature is also recognized in the astros, okay? Now, if you choose to go another step, you can also light a candle. Make sure that the candle is something that is clean. You don't want to use anything with labels on it, right? You want to clean that off. If it's a jar candle, wipe it off with ammonia. If it's just a regular candle with nothing encasing it, you can cleanse it with your intentions. If you happen to have any smudging tools like sage or Palo Santo or dragon's blood, you can cleanse it that way as well, okay, with just the smoke of it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. It's okay. Now, on your candle, you want to use white. White is like a end-all be-all purity. You can make it a jar, or you can leave it freestanding, whichever. Make sure you burn it in a place that is safe. Make sure you practice fire safety. But when you light your candle, after it's cleaned and you light your candle, you can speak intention into it. You don't want to overload it, right? You don't want to say a whole paragraph, but just, thank you, candle, for bringing forth the energy that I look forward to in 2021. Thank you, candle, for bringing forth the energy of XYZ, whatever it may be, right? Once it's lit, you speak over it, you look into the flame. That's a form of meditation as well, right? Fire is very cleansing, rebirthing, brand new, right? So you can do that as well. Those are just a couple different things. You can also play instruments or different tools like singing bowls or tuning forks that are in harmony with the universal frequency, right? 432 is a universal frequency. Om is also the sound of the universe. Now, if you're using these instruments within itself, thinking with your intentions, that's beautiful. Now, if you don't have access to these instruments, you can also just chant. Again, like I said, Om is the universal frequency. So if you go on YouTube, you can learn how to say the Om so it reverberates, so it builds up from your gut all the way up, and you can actually feel it. I'm not going to do it for you now, but that's how I learned how to chant, how to say Om, right? And it's O-M or A-U-M. It just depends where it is that you're from. You can Google it. You can find it. There's people there that teach you how to do it. Okay. Lastly, you want to make sure that you are a clean vessel. I've said this before, but if you can detox, great. If not, then just try to eat clean. Just try to eat a little bit cleaner for these next couple of days. From today's Friday, all the way up until next week. Oh, sorry, my dog. All the way up until next week, Friday, right? You want to go ahead and make sure that your system is clean so that you can be a good receiver for the energy, okay? I was about done anyway, but ooh, my dog just came and knocked my stuff over. But that's what it is that you want to do. And by all means, for the love of God, please don't let anyone make you upset. Please do not let anyone make you fearful. Please do not allow anyone to bring you down. Do not allow that. Stay in a high vibration. Resonate on the Jupiter frequency of love, of abundance, of financial gain. Just hold that thought. Hold that vision. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what's going on. It's a fight right now for your integrity and for your soul. So do not allow anyone to steal your joy, okay? All right, wealthy family, that's all that I have for you today. Thank you for rocking out with me. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. To all my new subscribers, I appreciate and love you all. And until we meet again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.